Okay, we've begun to create our homepage. Let's add some more bootstrap elements as we compose this page. Alright, once again, we're using our DOM panel to build some of the different elements. Very handy. This is great for HTML, also good for JavaScript. HTML, head section, body section. Within our body section, we have a container, sort of holds everything together. Within that, we have our nav bar with all the different code underneath that. Make sure that's closed. We have our jumbotron with all the elements that make that up. Our row with 3 different cards in it. Each of those have some different tags. Let's go back up to that parent level of row. Now I could always add another row with 1, 2, 3, 4 columns with different elements. Or I can select that row, right click, and duplicate. Now I have 2 rows with 3 different cards in each row. You could eventually add some food images and some information underneath. Each of them has a link that could go somewhere, and if you don't want that link, you can always delete them. Alright, let's go down here. Let's create a little section for ourselves, something we can sort of control ourselves. Let's click on that row. I'm going to insert a HTML element, so we can see how HTML can be designed to work with Bootstrap elements. Bootstraps are HTML with CSS code and JavaScript, but we can also create some of our own basic HTML elements. So, row, the top level of my last row is selected, so I can insert elements after that. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to insert a section. Within that section, actually, no, I don't want that. Escape. I'm going to insert main. This will be a main section here where I can put in an article. I want this to be after that row. Okay, so there's my main. I can select that main and insert an article element. So this will be sort of an about page, sort of like an about page with a few paragraphs about maybe the history of this restaurant. And so that's going to be nested into that main article. So let's scroll down here, and I can see that I have in that main section I have some content or some placeholder text. I'm going to delete that through the code view. I can see in my article I have some placeholder text, and I'm going to delete that also. We are not going to put any text directly within the main, but I will put some text within this article. We'll put some text in there, some placeholder text, and then we'll come back later and adjust the layout of those 2 elements. So let's click in between the article opening and closing tag. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to arrow up. And for this, we're going to insert through HTML a heading tag. Let's do heading 3. And they'll put the placeholder text there. Click to the right of heading 3, hit enter. Let's do some paragraph text. Hit enter. I'll end up doing 3 paragraphs for that. I'm also going to click back up to this H3, and now I can see I can come up here to my live view or split view, and there's that area. It needs a lot of formatting, but we got the basics in there. Well, if I want to add an image on this, above this, I can click here to this H3, add a image. I could also go to the Bootstrap components and add another Bootstrap element within there if I wanted. I'm going to add a responsive image. Default size, I do a circular one, rounded corners, a thumbnail, which is a pre-made size. I'm going to do a default one, and I want that before that H3, that pre-existing H3. Okay, so now when I put something in here, it should resize. Good. Save all, and let's add a few more things. Once again, it's telling me it's going to have to add a placeholder image. Okay. So there's my image, the text I added over here in my DOM panel. There's that article. Let's close that. The parent to that is the main. Let's close that. And we're going to do just a few more elements, and then we'll be ready to add some content and then eventually style it. Here's my main. Close, top level. So far we've added, in our body we've had the container, the nav bar, Jumbotron, 2 rows with information, a main, and now let's add, I think I'm going to add another Jumbotron after, and then we can add a closing footer for that. Make sure I'm back on this main level of Jumbotron. Let's go to HTML code again and add a footer at the bottom. That's going to be after my Jumbotron at the bottom. Let's click on that footer. Within that footer, let's add some text. We can also add an article in there. Side or an article. Let's do an article again. And this is going to be nested within there. That will just allow me to make a couple alignment and formatting adjustments with the article within the footer. You'll see that in a little bit. I'm click on that article. Add some text. For this, I'm just going to do some cancel that. Escape. Let's do H3 text. Let's do H4. Nested within that article, and then we'll do some paragraph text nested within there also. Now you don't necessarily have to have an article here, but unless you want a couple different levels of images and colors and alignment, I could have added these right in the footer, but I want that extra level. So let's close that footer. Now we can see all of our main parts of this first page. File, save all, and let's right click, open in browser. We'll open this in Google Chrome. And there's going to be our completed initial layout for our first page. As I said before, we'll come around, maybe add a few more things and add some content, and then change the alignment. Maybe get rid of some things we don't need. I may not need a drop-down button here. I may not need a search window for such a small local business website. So we'll do all that, adding content, in the next video.